All right, hey guys, this is Doug here. Want to do a little video on my camping pack that I use. This is not an expensive pack. We'll see what we can do. Maybe we can edit in. I don't know how much it weighs. It's decently heavy, but what it is the Coleman Max. What is that? Elite 65 liter. So it's a decent sized pack, and I've got it jammed. You know, it's kind of like anything else. Whatever you get, you're going to fill it up. And I guess I'm going to say I'm doing it on a kind of a cold weather. And I'll show you the clothing that if it's pretty cold, at least for the mid-south area, Tennessee, Arkansas, Mississippi area, if we go out. I mean, you can get into the, down to the teens and stuff like that, but it's nowhere near like Canada and all that kind of stuff. But anyway, one of the things I'll usually carry with me is this little hat right here. And then I'll show you later on the suit that I have that's kind of this same color that's pretty warm. But, this thing right here is nice and warm, and I'll even sleep in it at night because kind of covers your ears up and all that. So nice little warm thing. I think that was like $10 or something like that. Okay, I guess we'll start out with this top little pack right here. Got some nice leather gloves. I think these are actually like deerskin or something, but nice to have some leather gloves. Depending on what's going on, I have my little boonie hat that I will sometimes put on, yeehaw. If I'm not wearing the other one, if it's not too cold. This is a pack cover if it's raining, and put it around my pack. And this is Frog Tog's breathable cover, for your body. That way that they kind of breathe a little bit. And looks like I've got so much stuff in here, it's ridiculous, and I've been trying to get some of it out. Wow, there's some more stuff. Okay, stuff I didn't even know was in here. Let's see. All right, little small toothbrush. And what else? Toothpaste, just in case you're in the woods for a while and you feel like you got sweaters on your teeth. Sometimes I put stuff in here and I forget that I put it in here because this thing's got pockets everywhere. All right, let's see what this is. This is a Altoids survival kit. I have Vaseline. I've got a little tiny flashlight. I got some super glue. Oh, there is my can opener. I was looking for that the other day. My can opener and my little earplug things, just in case. We'll do a lot of shooting and stuff when we're out, typically camping or hiking or whatever we're doing. We usually take some guns and stuff. And these are these little whizzy wipes. These are super cool. I can do a video on these, but you take them and get it wet, and it goes into a towel about like that. Super cool, light, and there's, I don't know what, 20 in that little thing. Hardly weighs anything. And they pack up tiny small. And then bandana, which obviously can be used for all kinds of stuff, for getting water, starting fires, covering over your nose if you're dealing with some kind of situation. And then this one, actually, I didn't know this was in here too. This is my kind of an axe sharpener. You could use it on a knife too, but sometimes I buy stuff and I put it in here and I forget that I have it. But just in case, you never know what you're going to need. And usually with this pack, the way it's packed right now, I guess I'll stay on the outside. I'm going to use it if I may, hike maybe a mile or 2, 3 into wherever we're going. Here is my little axe, the Fiskars X7, which is a beast of an axe for a little one. Highly recommend these things. If you have any questions on that, holler at me. But that is one heck of an axe. And yeah, I know it's not real wood and you can't, you know, make a new handle and everything, but it works really, really well. It cuts really, really well. And let's see here. Depending on what I'm going to do with water, you know, if I'm walking in, I will usually have this with me, and that way I can just drink it, you know, while I'm going, and it also fits on some of the water stuff that I have. All right, DJ, you're gonna have to edit out, but my green pack that I had, grab it from in there. That has my water bottle and all that in it, my shoulder strap, it's sitting in there. Yeah, it's kind of that, well, it's that tannish greenish color that's in there.
Are you talking about like the one that has like the cooking stuff in it?
Yeah.
That's in there.
Okay, we'll get it.
Green.
Well, it's kind of a greenish brownish color.
That's tan.
Tan, whatever, okay. All right, we're coming back. Okay. Now, toilet paper. You know, you always got to have toilet paper. And, of course, another bandana. Like I said, I'm filling it up. I usually also have I've got a rechargeable headlamp, but the rechargeable one I have is really, really powerful. But I'll have that one. Time out. Let's put this one over here. All of a sudden it's going to appear in the video. Okay, time back in. Okay, all right, and let's see. This little set right here I got on Amazon. It's a knot tying Tudor kit, which is really cool. It helps, you know, if you're just sitting out maybe in the woods, if you're out there for a while and you want to practice tying knots, it gives you how to do it. So I think that's really cool. You're just trying to pass time or something like that. And I have, looks like I got a little bit of, I got some paracord that I have set up for loops. I think I used to carry my sleeping stuff in that one. Just some bank line, some cheap little bank line. Never know when you're going to need it. All right, time out. DJ, my backpack and all that, I mean my sleeping stuff, my back, grab all that. Okay, time back in. All right, this is just one of those little USA, UTS, waterproof things. Actually, this one's kind of stripping out, I think. Maybe I didn't have it. But that's full of ibuprofen. When you get older and you hike in 2 or 3 miles, you're going to be sore the next day. So, never know when you might need a little ibuprofen. All right, let's see. Oh, the flip side of this, I have, hey, look at that, another bandana. Also, when I go camping a lot, I'm also camping with my son, and he doesn't have quite as much stuff as I have, so I usually end up bringing extra for both of us. Some hot hands just in case we need that. And this is just a poncho, clear poncho that we'll use. Break. Let's see this right here.
We're gonna become a magician channel.
Yeah, things just appear and disappear. Okay, back to recording again. Let's see. Okay, now I got some side pockets here that I keep. I think this is my cutting tool section. Corona little handsaw. This thing is a beast for a small one. This is the Corona razor tooth saw. But just one heck of a nice little saw. And it may not be, you know, it's not as small, but fits in my pack pretty cool, pretty nice. And then I'll have multiples of everything. That's why my pack is so heavy, which you probably already know. But this little thing right here, I got this off of Amazon, and it's one of those little chain pull trimmers. and it is also a beast. This thing cuts really well when you're looking at cutting, small branches or something like that. If you're trying to get some firewood and doing it pretty quickly, it cuts really, really well. I can do a separate video on all this stuff, some other time. And I've got, this is the oh crud, I can't think of the name of it right now. The SHF9 Griffin Design Schrade knife. I have not really used this that much, matter of fact, hardly at all. But it's a beast. Look at that. I mean, that's a big old thick spine, full tang, nice. Got your little, so we'll do some individual testing on this thing when I finally get a chance to start actually using it. But it is a big old beast of a knife. And in this same little sheath comes with a nice little fire starting tool, which has never been used. I have several knives. So sometimes they don't get used, depending on what we're doing. But that fits on your belt and all that kind of stuff. Speaking of the belt, I usually will always have a couple of things with me. I'll put this in my EDC stuff as well, but pretty much, and this is not an expensive thing. I don't even know where I got it. I've had this thing for forever. This is the SOG Specialty Knives. This is one of my everyday carries, a little bug, that I keep with me all the time. It's just something that's in my pocket. You can even see my pockets wearing out right there where I have it. And then I'll have my Leatherman Super Tool 300. Little heavy, but covers all kinds of stuff, and I can do a separate video on that. But these are things that I will usually have with me most all the time. If I have my gun when we go camping, which 99% of the time I'll do, since I'm right-handed, I will move this over to my left hip, and I'll have my gun here, of which I don't have right now, but we'll see if we can do a little photo or something and add it in the end. I've got so much stuff in here, I don't want this video to go forever, but it can, because I have a lot of stuff. So I'll try to start speeding it up just a hair. And then if you're interested in anything specifically, more toilet paper. Like I said, I'm usually providing toilet paper for more than just one person. And then your pooper potty digger hole, when you go out in the woods, you need to use that. And it has been used. See, it's dirt. That's dirt. That's not the other stuff. And then some thicker paracord here. This is the real thick stuff. But, always nice to have some cord. And, okay, I think that's everything on the outside. Let's go to the inside. And I'm going to lay this thing down. And remember that I am doing this as a kind of a winter camping, not super freaking cold like Canada or things like that, but we get decently cold weather. Here's a little pack that I keep warm weather stuff in. This is a neck thing you put around your neck, covers, and it actually it's made by Hot Hands. You can put a Hot Hands pack in here where it goes over your ears, but it keeps your neck good. That's one thing that thing doesn't do very well, because it opens up here, in here, and that will solve that problem. And if I've just got another little camouflage thing that I'll put on. If I don't need my full big suit that I'll show you in the end, I will throw this thing on and disappear in the woods. It's camouflage. You can't see me. I usually will have, I got some food. This is kind of a little food bag thing. I have a few other items in here. I'll usually have a couple of Knorr rice things, maybe a little thing of peanut butter. This is a little fire starting thing that I put in here that I wanted to test. It's kind of a sawdust type thing, and I've used it before, just starting stuff at the house. But if you're in a situation where your wood's wet and all that, this is a good thing to have. And then just a little pack of ramen noodles. This one's kind of crushed up so that it'll fit in here, because the ramen noodles don't weigh anything, but they don't and it will absorb water faster. I bought these are just little trail mixes, and we tried a couple of these. I haven't tried all of them, but these are another thing that's on Amazon. We tried a couple of them. These are the New Millennium energy bars. Now, I've got a lemon one in here, I got apricot, and I got raspberry. And these are 400 calories. I think they're 400 calories a piece, where something like these little trail mix bars and all that are around 100, maybe 110. So these are high calorie energy bars, if you were to need them. And I can do a separate video on that as well. All right, let's see here. This is just kind of my little first aid kit that I use. I'll show you that later, just for the sake of time. Let's see, my cook pot set. Oh, wow. Okay. Looks like this thing broke. This is actually the Dave Canterbury cook set, which I really like, but it appears that the thing broke off of it. I don't know if you can see that, but you can hang it, and you can see it's been used. The bail broke off, but when it's working right, you can set this thing in certain so it's really nice. You can hang it over the fire. I don't know what I'm gonna do about that. I don't know if that can get anyway, don't ever use this, but I keep it in the bottom, just kind of like that, just in case I need it to. But I haven't used that one. We just we'll usually hang it over a fire or something. And I usually have some extra little water bottle Kool-Aid things. If you get water out of a pond or a lake, just because it's clean doesn't mean it's going to taste good. So we'll have a few more rice stuff. I tend to stay with the rices, because the Knorr pesticides and all that, you typically have to add milk, and these you don't. This is just water. Boil your water, put it in there, and I'll have like a little thing of powdered butter, a little thing of oil, and some spices, more Kool-Aid type things, a little thing of Old Bay. That's old Dave Canterbury thing. But anyway, so yeah, Dave, he probably won't be watching this, but I've got a whole bunch of Dave Canterbury stuff. I really like it, but yeah, that just that sucks. But anyway, we'll deal with that later. Okay, and what do we got here? This is a change of clothes, socks, underwear. These are darn tough socks. Love them. Matter of fact, I think I have some on now. Yep, this is darn tough. These are the ex officio underwear, and then I'll have a couple of at least one extra pair of under whatever you call them, underclothes, not the thermal underwear, but the real thin stuff that works really well. So I kind of try to keep stuff as organized as I possibly can. So, all right, let's see here. I think we're good there. Now, what I do have on the back of my pack, I haven't even used that. I just threw that in there. I guess you could probably use it if you were taking a shower or drying off or something like that. I have a small tarp. Actually, that's probably a little bit bigger than small. I have a small cutting board. I love to cook when I'm out. We're gonna definitely do some cooking videos and everything. This is for my rain fly for my hammock. So I got my cutting board. You didn't think you could get this much stuff in here. And my this all fits right on the back in the part of the sack. But I take that right there along with this, and some of that other stuff, and it just disappears. More weight, but you know, it is what it is. Like I said, I'm usually bringing enough stuff for two. I have the Bushcraft Essentials that fits in that same category that I have not used. We usually do big fires because we're cooking for more people. This is the Bushcraft Essentials. I can do a separate video on that, but it kind of flops there like that, and then you got your place for this, and then you can put your grill top, on there, so you can grill, you can boil water, you can do all kinds of stuff. Really like that, but I haven't used it. We need to get out and do some more camping, and all right, keep from getting too crazy on this and time. All right, I think I'm good there. What do we have here at the bottom? This is mostly my sleep stuff that I got shoved in down here. So what we've been using, I've done tent, slept on the ground with the roll-up stuff and all that. This is a Walmart hammock. I'm not going to pull it all out, but this is a Walmart hammock. I've got a couple different sets of straps that I'm using and I'm testing right now. It's a decent hammock. It was only like $20-something, but if you're interested in that, I can do a separate video on it. This is the Inu, let's see, this is the Rainfly right here, and then I've got the underquilt from Inu that could be packed a little bit smaller, but it fits in this setup right here right now. I believe that is, oh my gosh, look at that. Whew, everything. It's going to take me an hour and a half to get it all back in. I also usually carry, here, I told you I'm a Dave Canterbury fan. His stuff has always been well made and has always served me well, right up until this broke. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do with that. I don't know if I can maybe rivet it in or something. So this one's almost a pack in itself. I'm thinking about getting two little ones and putting them on the side there, but this pretty much covers your 5 C's. You got cordage here. You got a cutting tool. This is another backup for a little knife. It's a little Mora knife that I carry with me. And this usually will be kind of outside somewhere where I can get to it. And it is jam-packed full of stuff. This is, if you haven't ever had the V3 pocket bellow, this is a great little tool to help you get fires started, especially if it's, you're kind of wet and all that. I can do a separate video on that one, but that's a really, really good tool. And we have the water system, Sawyer Mini water system. Actually haven't had a chance to use that. I usually carry enough water. I will camp back in our back area back here that we don't really need as much. We can car camp, we can 4-wheel camp in. This is the little, oh man, it almost broke. Another Canterbury thing broke in here. But so get that thing. Start fires with that. And then I always like having a smaller knife sharpener. This is a pretty nice little setup here, this little Lansky one. I bought one and then I liked it, and I bought another one and put it in my EDC bag. And if you remember, the knife I had has the kind of weird blade, so it's really tough to do it on a regular sharpening, but you can do it with this one because you can go with the contour of the blade a lot easier. But I can do a separate video on that if anybody's interested. And of course we got the fire starting tool. This, let's see, this is cotton balls with Vaseline. Help you get a fire started. And a lot of you've probably seen this setup, but let's see, I got cordage, cutting tool, combustion with the flame there, and the only thing I don't have in here, which I could easily do, is I could put cover, that little cover, I could put that in here very easily. I love this little setup from Dave Canterbury. This is your flame deal, and it's got the cover, which is really good, because if you don't, and this is a huge container, holds a lot. Didn't spill because it's got a lid on it, but it holds a lot. You can see it's been used quite a bit. And I like the long titanium spork. Crud on my hands here. Titanium spork Sea to Summit. But it's nice because when you're especially like cooking in these, you need to be able to get down in there and not burn your hands up. But it's the titanium spork there. That's the lid that goes to. This is the 32-ounce Pathfinder School Dave Canterbury setup that a lot of you've seen. I got that, and then you got the cup. This is always tough to get out, which you can see has been used. Whoops. But you can take that, put that in there, and then use your. All this stuff has been used. This stuff has definitely been used. And then you even it out. You can see there's a hole right there, which is nice. Whoa. I need to do separate. I got so much stuff. I need to do separate videos on it. But stick that like that, and then what does he call them? Fish jaws or fish claws or whatever. And you can hang it over your fire and heat stuff like that. Works really well. You can also cook on here, which we've done many times. Then there's the little piece that goes with that. So I'm sure a lot of you know what that is. If you don't, I can do a separate video on it. And if we've done one, we'll put a link. And then if we haven't, it won't be there. But if we've done one, it'll be in the link. All right, let's get this thing. It's going to take me an hour to pack all this stuff back up in my pack. And here is another part of my sleep system that I'm using right now. I usually will hang this from the bottom of my pack, but this is Harbor Freight wool blanket. That, along with, depending on how cold it is, like I say, sometimes when I'm going, most of the time I'm with my son, and we'll let he'll use this, I'll use the sleeping bag. We actually used the last time. He's got a sleeping bag just like mine. Last time we did it, we used the wool blanket as an underquilt. I have the Inu one, and then we took the Harbor Freight wool blanket and made it into an underquilt under the hammock for him, and he said it worked really well. So we'll maybe need to do a test where we each sleep on, with each one of them. But and then this is just some cheaper sleeping bag that I use. We've had for a while that we both use. Not super like cold weather type deal, but I'm always looking and changing and everything. So that, along with, depending on how cold it is, I have the suit that goes, that's this same color. We'll put a picture or edit it in. I don't have it with me because today it's probably, I don't know, 60 degrees. I don't even have I got a jacket somewhere, but same color as this. So that is pretty much about it. As far as I can think of, I think that pretty much covers everything that I usually take with me. You'll see some of it had never been used because it just depends on what we do when we go out, what we're using at that particular time. So anyway, I'd love to hear your comments. I'm sure you're going to say you're carrying way too much stuff. I agree. I got way too much stuff, but I feel like if I can hike it in, I'd rather have it and not need it than need it and not have it. So, but anyway, anyway, if you can, like, share, subscribe, the whole thing, tag that little bell. We have a whole bunch of videos that were coming out. I've got different playlists on my kayak fishing. I've got a Hobie kayak and a kayak fish. We're gonna have stuff on, obviously, our camping and camping gear. I got a lot of gear reviews that I'm gonna try to start doing here. But anyway, check out our channel. Love to hear your comments, good or bad. I'll definitely listen. And find me on Facebook. It's just Doug Ford. I'm on there, and love to hear your comments and all that good stuff. But anyway, you guys have a great day. Take care.